I'm a freelance software engineer, Python developer, cloud automation, DevOps, monitoring observability, full stack engineering. I can do all that stuff. Primarily Python, but I can also do JavaScript, Vue. I have good experience with monitoring observability tools like Grafana, Splunk, those type of things. So, I'm readily available if you're looking for a freelancer, and just contact me. I think we could work something out. Um, okay, so I've been doing this series of videos on general software development or any gigs that I've happened to do that I wanted to highlight. And this is a small gig, but I wanted to show it because it was kind of cool and interesting and neat. It was a one-off. It's simple stuff, but it was helpful. So it was nice to be able to help out. Um, okay, so here's what the deal was. The background. So the client had recently lost a dog to epilepsy. The dog was only 8 years old, didn't exhibit any symptoms previously, and then just all of a sudden started having grand mal seizures, and you know, ended up being dead within a matter of months. Of course, the client was started looking for puppies and really wanted to be able to determine if any puppy she was interested in had a history of epilepsy in their background. So there is an online database that has it, but it's not really queryable, and you can't really, put your dog's pedigree in and see if how many occurrences of, epilepsy are found within it. It's difficult to do. It just really shows a dog and their pedigree. It doesn't. You can't really do any kind of analysis with it or anything like that. So I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the, I'll go back here. This is the Border Collie database for epilepsy in North America. So it shows like all of the dogs that have been reported with epilepsy in United States or Canada. And you can see it's just got a listing of dogs, and it also has, if you click on a particular dog, it'll show the pedigree for that dog. So like all of their ancestors going back for 5 generations, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then including the first, 5th, 5 generations back. And it'll show all the dogs, that dog is related to. So she wanted to be able to determine any dog in her puppy's pedigree that had, hits in this database. So like if red AIBC occurred in 10 different pedigrees, it would show up in the report. And the technology stack we used to do that is we scraped this website, this Weebly website, using Playwright. So it went out and Playwright queried that thing, collected all the data with it using Playwright, stored it, or wrote that to a Pandas data frame and wrote it out to CSV. So did any kind of cleaning we needed to do, because there was some cleaning that needed to be done in Pandas, and then wrote that data frame out to a CSV file. And then to query and report it, we just read the CSV file and then, generated reports off of Pandas data frame. So the CSV file was read back into Pandas. A pedigree file came in from the user that was also in CSV. I'll show you what that looks like as well. And then a report was generated showing, any occurrences of dogs within the pedigree line of the target dog. So that's kind of how it works. All right, so let's take a look here. What the epilepsy database, the web scrape data, ends up looking like is it'll show the call name of the dog, the organization that the dog is registered with, and then the registration number, and then the website of the pedigree, so the URL for the pedigree. Okay, so a lot of dogs, some dogs are registered like it shows here, and other dogs aren't, so I don't know if I could find one, but some just have a call name. So we basically, when we're going through our pedigree, we first look at the registration, because that's more accurate, That's going to be more unique. So we'll look at the registration, organization, and number, or string, and then we'll see if we can find any hits. And if that's not there, we'll look at the call name, and hopefully the call name's descriptive enough so it won't have a bunch of false positives. In this case, it was. So I'll show you what the results look like. Pedigree file looks like this. That's CSV. So this just shows the call name of all the dogs in the the puppies pedigree going back 5 generations. The call name, the registration or the organization that registers the dog, and the registration number, and the generation that dog is. So like obviously, if it's a 5th generation dog and they have several hits, it's gonna be less important than one that's 2 or 3 generations back, right? So, that was a long time ago, and these dogs are all kind of interrelated. So it would be expected that a 4th or 5th generation dog is going to have, if it's a successful breeding dog, it might have a few in there. But you're really looking for things 2 to 3 generations back so that, if there's a recent history of epilepsy in there. Okay. So that's what the pedigree of this particular dog looks like. All right. And we go ahead and run it. We're going to run a report on this. So we're going to query, the input is the epilepsy DB, and then the output is, or the pedigree is that pedigree file. I'm going to run this. All right, and it's going to generate a nice report for us showing, this dog is, pretty clean. So the client was happy with this because the puppy that she really wanted was pretty clean in this database. There's occurrences that are way back in the line. So, there's way back in the line, 5 generations back. That's like not really troublesome or problematic at all. Some that are 4 back, but not many, 1, 4 occurrences, 1. So this dog is a low risk for epilepsy. So the client was happy with this data. And, I think she's going to probably proceed with that pup. They're cute as heck. So I'm glad I could be helpful with this. Like I said, it was not a complicated project. There was no front-end work involved or anything like that. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. And I'm glad that I was able to provide some data that was useful. And, that was cool. So thank you. Let's see. Let me do my final spiel here. Thank you and good luck. I hope you find somebody that fills your needs for a software freelancer. And I'm here, a reasonable cost. I'm semi-retired. I do this, part-time to full-time depending on the gig. If they need me, I'll spend 40 hours plus per week. But if not, I can also spend a lower amount. It doesn't bother me at all. It's small to medium to large projects. I don't care. I'm flexible on cost. I can work at a fairly low rate because I'm semi-retired, like I said, and I just enjoy doing it. So if you need somebody, let me know, and we'll work together. Thank you.